You ever open your phone and feel like you missed a memo? Someone's at a rooftop restaurant on a Tuesday. Someone else just grabbed a new SUV. A friend is remodeling again. And you're sitting there thinking, am I the only adult who checks my bank app before I do anything? If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. The way money looks in America is often very different from the way money works. Because a lot of what you're seeing is a mix of monthly payments, hidden support, and perfect timing. And when you compare your full financial reality to someone else's highlight reel, you're almost guaranteed to feel behind. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the real math behind Everyone Looks Rich. No guilt, no shaming, just a clear explanation with examples you'll recognize. And by the end, you'll have a better way to measure your progress, one that actually helps you build stability. Let's start with the biggest status symbol in the US, the house. When you drive through a neighborhood with big yards and clean driveways, it feels like you're looking at success. Yet a house can also be a budget trap if the payment eats the whole paycheck. Home prices have stayed high nationally for years. Depending on the report, you'll see typical prices hovering around the high 300s to low 400s. Here's the key part. The purchase price is only the beginning of the bill. Most people focus on the mortgage payment, and they forget the side expenses that show up every single month. Property taxes, homeowners insurance, maintenance, HOA fees in many areas, and sometimes mortgage insurance if the down payment is small. So the payment you thought was manageable becomes a different number once real life shows up. And plenty of buyers don't put 20% down. Lots of purchases happen with low down payments. That means a larger loan and a larger monthly payment. So two neighbors can live in houses that look identical from the street, yet one has breathing room and the other is holding their budget together with duct tape. That's what people mean when they say house poor. It's not about the size of the home. It's about the size of the monthly obligation compared to your income. And the reason this creates an illusion is simple. The house looks like wealth, even when it's creating stress. Now let's talk about the driveway, because cars might be the loudest money signal in America. A new car feels like a win. It looks like momentum. It looks like I'm doing well. But the modern car market runs on long loans and big payments. A lot of households are sitting in the $700 range for a new car payment, and plenty of people are paying $1,000 or more. So let's make this real with a simple example. Imagine someone finances a normal, nice SUV. Nothing exotic. Add a monthly payment, then add full coverage insurance because the lender requires it, then add gas, then add maintenance. Even if each item sounds reasonable on its own, together they can become a second rent payment. And people often stack the two biggest monthly commitments at the same time, a stretched house payment plus a stretched car payment. That combination can eat the budget before you even get to groceries, utilities, childcare, student loans, and healthcare. From the outside, it looks like someone made it. From the inside, it can feel like running on a treadmill that speeds up every month. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, sure, some people are stretched, but plenty of people still have real wealth, right? Some do, for sure. But the typical financial picture is more modest than most people think, especially for younger adults. A lot of households under 35 have net worth numbers that sound okay on paper, but not life-changing. And even when net worth is higher for older groups, a big chunk of it is tied up in home equity. Here's what that means in plain English. Your net worth can look high because your house went up in value, but your bank account can still feel tight. Equity is not the same as cash you can spend next week without selling the house or borrowing against it. So when you hear someone talk like they're crushing it, it's worth remembering. People can sound wealthy while still having very little liquid money. Now we get to the part that almost never shows up on social media, the hidden boosts. Boost number 1, living with parents. A lot of young adults live at home. And no, that doesn't mean they're failing. It often means they're making a very rational math decision. Because if you remove rent or a mortgage from someone's life, their monthly cash flow changes completely. So you might see someone taking trips and driving a nicer car, and you assume they earn double what you earn. In reality, they might just have a totally different cost structure. Boost number 2, direct financial help. A lot of families support adult kids in some way. Help with rent, help with a car, help with insurance, help with groceries, help with a phone plan. And when that support is consistent, it can function like invisible income. That's a big deal because it changes what someone can afford without changing their paycheck. And I'm saying this with zero judgment. Families help each other. That's normal. The issue is comparison. Because you can't see that transfer in an Instagram post. You only see the brunch. Boost number 3, side income and timing. A lot of people have extra income streams. Some are small, some are meaningful, and many people keep them private. So someone's lifestyle might not match their job title. That doesn't automatically mean debt. Sometimes it's freelancing, a small business, real estate, or a weekend gig. Timing matters too. Your feed compresses someone's best moments into a single scroll. A person might post a vacation in March, a car in June, and a home upgrade in December. Your brain receives it like it happened all at once. That creates everyone is constantly upgrading energy, when the real story might be slower and more spread out. Boost number 4, debt. Debt is the easiest way to make life look expensive quickly. Two people can take the same trip and post the same photos. One paid cash, the other paid high interest over the next year. The pictures look identical. This is why you should be cautious about using lifestyle as a scoreboard, because lifestyle is easy to rent. Now let's talk investing for a minute, because there's another perception gap here. In certain workplaces and social circles, it feels like everyone invests. Everyone has a portfolio. Everyone talks about the market. But nationally, it's not everyone. And even among people who earn good money, a surprising number still feel stretched. Income helps, but expenses can rise right along with it. So if you're sitting there thinking, I earn okay money, why does it still feel tight? You're not alone. At this point, here's the main message. When you feel behind, it's often because you're missing context. You're comparing your full reality, your bills, your savings, your stress, your long-term plans, to someone else's public-facing version of their life. That comparison tends to break your brain. So what do you do with this? I want to give you a simple framework you can use starting today. 3 ideas. Practical. No complicated system. First, measure progress with stability metrics, not lifestyle signals. Here are a few stability metrics that matter. Your emergency fund progress, your high-interest debt trend, your investing consistency, and your monthly margin, meaning money left after essentials. None of these look flashy online, but they are the foundation that makes life calmer. Second, protect your cash flow from the 2 biggest traps, housing and cars. That doesn't mean you can never buy a home. It means you respect the monthly payment more than the purchase price. It means you avoid building a life where your fixed bills swallow your flexibility. Because when your monthly obligations are too high, every surprise becomes a crisis. Third, decide what you're willing to trade. Every lifestyle comes with trade-offs. Some people trade time for income. Some trade future savings for present comfort. Some trade privacy for a lifestyle brand. The problem is you usually only see the upside. So instead of chasing someone else's outcome, pick your priorities and build around them. Maybe you care about freedom. Maybe you care about owning a home later. Maybe you care about being able to walk away from a job without panic. Those are real goals. They're worth more than looking impressive. Let me make this really concrete with an example you can picture. Imagine 2 people with similar incomes. Person A stretches into the biggest payment they can qualify for. They also finance a newer car because it fits the neighborhood. Person B chooses a smaller housing cost and drives a reliable older car. On a monthly basis, Person B might have hundreds, sometimes over 1,000 more in breathing room. That breathing room turns into an emergency fund. Then it turns into investing. Then it turns into options. It looks boring. It feels powerful. And when you build that kind of margin, you stop feeling like life is a constant money emergency. So if you've been feeling behind, here's the reframe I want you to keep. A lot of what looks like wealth is really a payment plan. A lot of what looks effortless is really hidden support. A lot of what looks constant is really highlights spread across months. Your job is to build a life that works when nobody is watching. Track your stability, build your margin, invest consistently. Keep high-interest debt from taking your future. And the next time your feed tries to convince you that you're losing, remember, you're seeing someone's public footage, not their full budget. If you want more videos like this that help you build real financial stability, subscribe to Liam Invests. Tap like and watch a couple more videos.